Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Today's topic is going to be revolving around high mileage cars, ownership of a high mileage car if you do happen to have one, and also me talking about my high mileage car that I currently have, which I'm driving right now. I am driving my 2012 Mazda 3, and currently the mileage that we have on this vehicle is 190,732 miles at this point. Like I said, it's almost 8 years old, coming in March it'll be 8. I have had ownership of the car since I bought it brand new, and I do live in Indiana, so it does get the brunt of the 4 seasons. We do have a little bit of a long winter here, and we get salt, grime, sand, dirt, mud, all that nasty garbage thrown around during the winter months. And yeah, you know, so like the rust and stuff like that, honestly, I really, to knock on wood, you know, I really don't have much rust on this vehicle at all, really, honestly. I probably, maybe at most, probably have about 10% rust on this car, if that. A lot of it is underneath, where you can't even see at the side panels and stuff like that, but it's really basically underneath, you know, near the muffler and all that kind of stuff, but not much at all. But yeah, so to talk about high mileage cars, and especially if you're deciding to buy a high mileage car, I would look around at just the normal environment that you're in, you know, and do you see other older vehicles of that type and make and model that you're interested? Do you still see those same cars driving on the road? Or is it some just random car, like out of the blue, that has, you know, a ton of miles on it, and you're looking at possibly buying it? The advantage of buying a high mileage car is, you know, there's a lot of different factors, but I think one of the first factors that's appealing to some people would be the sale price. You know, maybe someone's, you know, willing to cut a deal down on it because it's got high mileage on it. Maybe there are some current repairs that they've been wanting to have done on it, but they just haven't gotten that done. It depends on the person, and it depends on what type of repairs that they would need before selling the car, or even ask them, hey, you know, before you sell the car, can you get that problem fixed before I buy it? Or how much does that gonna cost me if I do buy it? Can you give me a little bit of a cut on the deal so that I can afford to put in that extra bit of money to make those repairs to make the car, you know, safe to drive and whatnot. You know, let me know if you guys out there own high mileage car. You know, in my opinion, you know, 190, yeah, it's a pretty good number up there. To me, in my opinion, I consider high mileage anything over like 175,000 miles. You know, but like I said, you know, I do have a list of repairs that I have had done on this car. You know, most recent, I've had shocks and struts, you know, all around done on the car. I've swapped out the battery about 2 years ago for a new one. Still have the original alternator, timing chain, water pump, all original, transmission, engine, all of that's all original. The only things I have replaced are the battery, tires, obviously, brake pads, rotors, and then the suspension swap out that I just recently had within the last couple hundred miles. since then, the car's been running really, honestly, flawlessly. So I had to, be grateful for that, which I am. And I drive a lot. I've had this car for almost 8 years, and it's got, really right around the corner, pushing 200,000 for an 8-year-old car. That's quite a bit. I do average about 23,000 miles a year, so that it is a bit more than the average drive time that most people put in on their vehicle for the year. But I drive an average of like 425 miles a week, and that's just work. That's just to and from work. That's not like driving anywhere else on the weekends or going on a small or short, modest road trip during a vacation, or driving up to Chicago or anything like that. I do live here in Indiana, and so yeah, as far as my vehicle goes, everything's been running pretty much smooth sailing. So I'd have to be pretty happy with that. I do enjoy driving a lot. I know some people, and I drive an hour to work to and from, hour to get there, hour to get back. And, I know a lot of people are like, oh man, I gotta sit in my car, this, that, or the other, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I'm the opposite. I love being on the road. I love going places, and, I kind of consider it like exploring, go to some old, country, boony place way out in the middle of nowhere and just explore, just drive, explore. And that notion that you have done what you've needed to do to get good repairs on your vehicle to make it last, 150, 175,000, 175,000 plus, you have confidence in your car to make that journey of wherever you want to go, wherever you want to drive, and wherever you want to take your car. You can trust that your car is going to get you there from point A to point B and back home again. And that's the confidence that you have to have in your own vehicle. And that's the confidence that you have to have if you're deciding to buy a high mileage car. You gotta just know the owner, not necessarily know the owner, but get a feel for them, feel their personality, ask questions, ask the right type of questions. Probably one of the biggest questions is, hey, is the car garage kept? When was the last tune-up done on the car? How old is the battery, the alternator, some important things like that. Are there any leaks that have recently popped up or shown in the car? The shifting and all that, the turning, the tires, are they cracked and warped out? Then that might be a sign, definitely a big sign that, the shocks and struts might need to be replaced. And that is a bit expensive, to be honest. I just recently got that stuff done on my car, and it was definitely a pretty penny. But I did a lot of other things too. I got alignment done for rotors, shock struts, all of that stuff. Brand new tires, and it was about $1,500, a little bit more than $1,500 for all of that, including labor, tax, and all that, everything. So yeah, putting in money, you're gonna be putting in money to maintain a high mileage car. Whether you're approaching a high mileage on your own vehicle, or if you decide to purchase a high mileage car, you will eventually put some extra money into the car, and you have to be willing to take on that risk as well when you're buying a car and thinking about buying a high mileage car like that. because you will at some point run into some problems with the car. Hopefully not for a little while that you've owned the newer car, the car that you just bought. But like I said, having confidence with a trustworthy mechanic to look over it before you decide to purchase it. Talk to the owners. Is it a one-owner vehicle? Have they gotten into any accidents, anything like that? Any, signs that, something may have been swapped out or replaced, as far as like a bumper or a door or, slight tinge in the color change on the paint job. Then that might be an indicated sign that it was into an accident. Maybe not their ownership of an accident, but maybe the original owner had put it in, had gotten into an accident, and, so you just don't know, and that's why you have to look it over, have a mechanic look it over, talk and ask questions from the owner. So, those are just some tips and tricks as to what I would do if I were looking into a high mileage car. I know that me as an owner of this vehicle, being at 190,000 plus miles, I know I'm not going to get rid of this car. I like it too much, and I just want to run this thing to the ground. But, I would try my best to ask, the best questions possible, and, because you want to make sure that what you're getting into, because it's an investment. I mean, no matter what you look at it, it's an investment. You're putting X, Y, Z amount down on this car. You want to know that it's going to be a good one for you, and not just for a year or two, but 5-6 years. You still would presume to get out of a high mileage car. If you, as the next kin of ownership of a car, you take good care of it, the car will take care of you. And that's just about it. And it's going to be wrapping it up. And if you liked the video and the content that I'm bringing you today, subscribe, put a like, thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.